I am, like I've said a few times in my other videos, I'm a new gardener. I've done it for a couple years, but this is my first year really focusing on like methods of starting things from seed and like really doing kind of what's best and, well, what I've been taught was best. I did um, a gardening course called Growing Gardeners that um, Roots and Refuge Farm and Whispering Willow Farm, Jess and Jill, they put it together. So that was like a 6-week course I did, and I took a lot of the advice and stuff that I learned in that course to heart with the way I started my seeds this year. So I'm kind of just going to talk a little bit about what methods I use to start my seeds. I'm not saying this is how it has to be done. I'm just, like I said, I'm learning and just it's worked for me. I had almost, actually, I want to say I had 100% germination rate on all of my seeds, and they're doing well. So it makes me very happy and very excited. But I'm just going to kind of show you what I did to get those seedlings started. So let's go look at that. So when I started my seeds, I used solo cups, these various colors. They were obviously originally taller. I had to cut the tops off because my grow shelf, which I love, it was the distance between the light panels and the top of the cups was going to be like this high if the cups were the full height. So I had to cut the tops of the cups off so that they were shorter so the plants would actually fit in them. The seedling mix that I used was this black gold seedling mix, and that's the soil I used to start my seeds in. What I did is I put it in this tote. You can see I've still got some in there. But I put it in this plastic box and then I just poured some water into it to kind of get it moist. So you can see it's moist, like sticking together. And that's just so that it made it easier for the seeds to not get dropped to the bottom of the cups when I watered them. So like I showed you before, I have all my cups, like the tops are cut off, and I have them in these plastic trays. So I've been bottom watering them, which basically means I've been pouring. All of these cups have holes in the bottom that we cut. So basically what I've been doing is I've been pouring water into these black trays, letting it soak up into the cups, and then kind of draining off whatever water they didn't absorb up into the cup. I also have some of these smaller trays, which are actually takeout food trays from like Applebee's or something like that, because I didn't have room for my seeds in all of the big trays. So I got these little trays. I need a couple little more trays for like down here. But yeah, so I've been bottom watering all of these. When I started my peppers and tomatoes, I did have these heat mats on. I had 2 of them. So I had these heat mats on underneath the tray. So I had that. And the soil, you could definitely tell the soil was warmer on those. But as soon as they sprouted and kind of got growing, I did unplug the heat mats and turn those off because I didn't want the soil to get too warm, which I guess can cause some problems like root rot and stuff like that. So those heating mats are off right now. I just have them there for when I did start those seeds. I have a bunch of these little seed starting bags I'm going to use to start my squashes in. We have a little bit of a hard time planting stuff in ground here because it's a rental and we don't really get to fully like cover everything in cardboard and amend the ground and keep weeds from coming up all the way. So sometimes little seedlings get lost. I have found, like last year, I lost some stuff because I couldn't figure out where it had gone. So I'm planning on starting my squashes and pumpkins and stuff in these bags, just so I can start them inside and get them growing a little bit, and then transplant them out once they're big enough. This way I don't have, and these just plant right in the ground, so that way I don't have to disturb their roots or anything like that, because I know that squashes can be really sensitive to like transplant shock with their roots getting messed with and disturbed. So I'm hoping that by starting them in these bags and just planting the bags into the soil, the roots will be fine and I can not lose my squashes amongst weeds and stuff like that. There's two sizes. I'm going to use the bigger size though for those squashes.